Welcome to Straight to the Point, completely off topic. You're here today with your host, fuck me, who you already know. And this is our good friend, Uriel Winfree. Uriel Winfree, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I just learned your last name today.
Doing great. You're doing great.
Is that what about knowing you for, it's been at least 3 to 4 years, I'd say, right? Maybe more like 7.
Yeah, it's actually been like 7 going on 8.
Okay. Hey, I'm bad with time, by the way. I had my wife, God bless her, she doesn't even get mad at me when I don't remember our anniversary.
Well, what are you
or
gonna
how
do?
many years?
What are you gonna do? Beat a dead horse?
Yeah, she knows there's no saving me. Somehow I used to have this love of all kinds of shit in my brain. Like I used to put stuff in there, and then I don't know, I had to make room for other things, and so I got rid of my concern about dates.
Yeah, I mean, that's some dates you want to keep in your head. I feel like I was just talking about this concept to a friend the other day about just like carrying things in your head, like when you move like furniture. Sometimes you have to unload some of that old furniture and old things in your head. Like you got to just make room for it. But I feel like that is an important date that you might want to keep in your brain.
Yeah. Like I'm gonna try and wrap my head around the idea of moving stuff in my furniture. I feel like sometimes I threw out the second story window. Then.
Okay, let's start off.
Does that make any sense? I was like, this is taking up space.
What's the date?
What's the date? Of what? Of when I was married?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it was February 11th, the second time that we were married, but we were married prior to that, and so. And we were married because I'm an idiot.
Can we get a confirmation from
me.
Candy, please? Can we get a confirmation from Candy?
She's not even. We got our granddaughter over, so she's watching her. This is the one time she is not listening to anything I say. This is hilarious for me.
Wow.
She can't come in and put the whip down and be like, "Hey." So, dude, we're completely raw, unfiltered.
Right. Let's get it.
You're really one of the reasons I want. First off, I love having my friends on the show, so of course that's why I want to have you on. Second, you're a multifaceted artist. I'm not wrong there. It's not just the glasses that you're working with, because I didn't even know you're working with glasses. I thought you were just doing modeling. Are you in design for them or something?
No, I'm an ambassador, and I try to help them with whatever I can. It's more like a family, to be honest.
It's more like a Villain Arts family, huh? It's more like a family?
It feels like that, yeah. I'm trying to actually get them to come on the Villain Arts tour to help the artists to get free eye exams for the artists. And basically, they just use my code for a discount for their glasses.
So what do I do? I go to the thing. Hold up. I'm getting off point. Also, you are a tattoo artist. A traveling tattoo artist as well. You own a tattoo shop in Brooklyn. I'm not wrong there, am I?
Two shops in Brooklyn, yeah.
Good Lord, look at you. And then, what, you got to compete against yourself? Brooklyn's a big place, I guess, huh?
It is. There's enough tattoos to go around.
And then, also, though, you're an actor. And am I wrong in thinking that you dabble in music?
You are correct. I more dabble in acting, and I'm more of a musician.
Okay. Man, I'm so far off.
No, it's okay. It's still.
I'm getting close. I should probably do a Wikipedia on people like this before I have them on. I should research. But I've known you for so long, and we only briefly talk about these things. So I'm also excited to learn about it, because this is kind of new for me. I knew that you were doing some acting, and they liked you, and they brought you back as a reoccurring character. Am I wrong? In some vampire show or something?
No, it wasn't a reoccurring character, which would be tight. Shout outs to BET.
Give me some reoccurring roles.
Yeah, that'd be really tight. It was a TV show called Tales, which is owned by a director, an artist named Irv Gotti. And my oldest brother was the director for the film, and asked me while we were at the Villain Arts Atlanta convention if I would audition for a role.
Right
So
on.
I left the convention and I went and auditioned and I got the role.
A little nepotism, or you did good, huh?
I did good. I did really good. And basically,
I knew that. I'm sorry. I knew that we've talked before about your brother and your own relationship, so I actually doubt any nepotism there because I know he wanted to make you work hard. Am I wrong?
Yeah, no, he wants me to work hard, so that's cool. Like there's no handouts. There's no handouts in life, so that's not what this was. This was me trying to learn how to act, like, and really jump back in it and really, put in effort.
So you get the role while we're down there in Atlanta. I think I would remember you. I remember that weekend. I'm pretty sure. Seems like they also filming something that weekend? Like, how they have a bunch of people in this Bad Boys 18 or something, right?
Yeah, I think that was the same weekend.
Right on. That's so awesome, man. But it wasn't for Bad Boys. This was for what show?
Tales on BET.
Oh, you already said that. See, that's I keep on throwing the furniture right out the window.
We're gonna get it organized. We're gonna feng shui that brain.
You think you can?
I think we can. This is a we thing, not an I.
Oh, damn. See, I don't even want to though. That's the design. Like I feel like we all live in a simulation anyways, and I'm just figuring this thing out. And since I mean the theory's going around, smarter people than me said it. And what I really think is, like, some people would say I'm an NPC, non-playable character in the dream of Elon Musk or somebody like that, Bill Gates or somebody like that that's high up, because obviously they got money. But really, I believe they're just there for my entertainment. And since money's imaginary, I recognize somewhere in there that I don't give a fuck to get in some stupid rat race about it. And I'm just going to enjoy my gel-filled bath from whatever doctors or aliens are harvesting the energy from my awesome, awesome dreams.
Kyle, I support you, my brother. Whatever you want to do, I got you, dog.
Right on. The unfortunate part is that makes other people the NPC players too. So, but in recognizing that, whatever programmers programming it, they programmed my life with some of the best NPC players. And I believe you are one of them.
Oh, I appreciate that. I truly do.
Right on. So we get the role. We're in the movie Tales, or the show Tales. It's on BET, so it must be a reoccurring show.
It's a reoccurring show, but each episode is different. They take a premise from a song in hip hop, and they make that episode into the premise, basically, of the episode. Like, for example, my episode was called Moonlight. And it was special because it represented the loss of a young artist by the name of XX Tentacion. The way it correlated with the director and me is that my brother unfortunately lost his son and at a young age, and so it was kind of like
real, not part of the movie or the show.
No,
your
not
brother's
part
not
of the show.
You really did.
Yeah, the family lost. He lost his son, so it was really
devastating.
Through this, that's devastating, man. And I commend him for really just fighting, just to survive. Like, it's really heartbreaking. I don't know what I would do if I lost my son.
Then this isn't some comedy or something like that. You had to do acting.
I actually have acting credits. I was the antagonist, so I was the third actor. And basically I had to study the role of there's a movie called The Town, and there's a brother in there, and he's just like off-hinged and wants to rob banks and stuff. So I had to study his character. I also had to study Keith Sutherland. I had to study his character from The Lost Boys. Okay. Because that's who you were kind of being, was the cool bad guy? Cool bad guy vampire. Yeah. Wow. Oh, dude. And you got to be the Kiefer Sutherland role. I haven't seen The Town, but that's iconic of some sorts. Yeah, yeah. So I was. How many times have we seen that guy's face tattooed on somebody? Yes. Now that as a vampire from that role. So
you recreated some, but this is a vampire movie. But you say, I'm sorry, I'm getting off track, way off track. It has to do with your brother's loss as well.
Well, it correlates, it's the loss of
Mm-hmm.
an artist, a young artist named XX Tentacion, and his song is called Moonlight. So they made it into a vampire film, and it was an ode to both XXX Tentacion and my nephew, Brian.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think we always, it's really, it's a beautiful thing to find a purpose in such a dark place. And especially as art, it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard for us. I think, and my brother's an artist too. He's a director. He makes art, visual art, and
he does music too. Am I wrong? Or he used to do music videos for people.
Yeah, he's been an avid supporter and contributor to the hip hop community in a group called Outkast. He has done pretty much majority of their larger body of work as far as visuals go.
I like how you say it like a group X Outcast and a person named Extension. Like there is no other reference to them. These are big names. Right? That's huge. You're like a group named. You might have heard of them. A little group called Outcast.
I'm just, to be honest, I have 4 brothers and 3 sisters. I'm the youngest out of all of them, and I kind of have that Michael Jackson mentality, man. I just trying to get out there and do it the most and the best and the biggest, and in any direction, so I can leave a legacy for my future family, and yeah, that's my goal.
Fuck yeah. And this was a part of it that you're done with now, or you plan on doing more and more roles? You got an agent yet?
I don't. I'm currently looking for an agent, but on my own, I'm able to get a lot of these little tiny roles and credits to build up my resume. But I definitely am in the market for somebody to help put their arms around my music. I do have I'm signed. I have a distribution deal with Sony Orchard. And I'm an independent artist, just doing everything on my own as far as acting and traveling with Villain Arts and modeling and
Uh-oh. You taking your clothes off? You got a fans only? Is that what we're looking at?
Hell nah.
Not yet. I can't pay for pictures of your feet, huh? Okay.
Oh, not yet. It's coming though. It's coming.
Oh yeah. I keep joking because man, if anybody wanted a picture of my gnarled ass feet and they were going to give me money,
they got to give you some money, baby.
Well, happily, yeah, so happy. Like, and Candy says there's some creepers in some of my my feeds that are talking about it. So I'm not saying we ain't putting this together,
It's not a no.
It's not a no. If you need, I'm not above farting in a jar, right? Am I wrong? Is some of these things that people are able to make money off nowadays? Even NFTs. Are you dabbling in the NFTs?
I am dabbling in them. I have created a body of work, about 100 NFTs. Me and my partner, we are collaborating with a company called Zedge.
Okay.
And we, we're featured artists on there. And we have the opportunity to give the opportunity to other tattooers to make NFTs and screensavers and stuff that people on their network kind of use, and for artists like ourselves to make some extra money off of our art in the digital age that we're in.
Do you have a theme to them? What's your way about this?
So for my NFTs, I used a friend, her name is Rain. I used her as a reference, and I made 50 other women in her likeness with different tattoos and different hairstyles and skin complexions, just to showcase the world of tattoos and the different styles of tattoos and the different cultures within tattooing.
She's a tattoo artist as well.
She's an
heavily tattooed.
aspiring artist, tattoo artist. She's a visual artist as well. Yeah, dope art altogether. But she was a muse, and basically I used her as that concept to create these other NFT, these women. It's pretty dope.
Where do I see them at?
You'll be able to get them on.
Buy them?
You'll be able to see them on Zedge. And it, like I said, you just download the app. And you could look up either my name or Hades Inquisition, which is my shop's name. And it'll pop up there. We're working out some bugs because this is, like I said, this is new territory for all of them and us. So please be patient, but they're there out there. There are some NFTs available.
Jesse Smith and Frank Sinatra both are involved in NFTs, and they're creating some kind of universe or world with theirs. And I think if I understand it right, they're planning on having them be some kind of interactive thing where, like, you could get tickets to events or deals on seminars from owning it.
That's going on right now in the metaverse.
Awesome.
Basically, like, people are buying property. Like, you can have, I mean, think about this, a tattoo shop in the metaverse.
What is it? It seems crazy, but yes, I live in a simulation, so I should not be.
So you should relate to this, right?
yeah. It's a whole nother simulation. Is it possible that this simulation will finally think that it is not a simulation, and that there will be? And
picture this, Kyle. You have your tattoo shop in the metaverse, and you're sitting there in the metaverse, and you're waiting for a client to come in, and a walk-in comes in and says, "Hey, Kyle Dunbar, how much for a tattoo?" What would you say?
And then I make an NFT to put on their arm or something that they carry around. Oh, fuck. I don't know. Where does it start pricing it? Because again, I'm already ready to put farts in jars. So
I think we need the farts in jar NFTs ASAP from you. And each jar has different colored scents of farts in it. So you have the yellows, the greens, the different.
Well, you know me, I've thought of an NFT, but I don't know. I'm a dick. You know me, I'm a dick. So
I mean,
I don't mean to be a dick.
I walked up to you while you were having dinner, and I looked at you, you looked at me, you were looking at something, and you literally ignored the shit out of me. Mind you, I had a mask on, but you didn't realize it was me for a hot, like.
No, you love doing that stuff to me. I didn't just ignore you. When I said hi, I made an acknowledgement of you, but then I didn't engage at all with you anymore. I was like, oh, it's a person. And then you took your mask off, and I'm like, oh, it's Uriel. And you're always doing that kind of stuff to me. And actually, this kind of brings me to my NFT somewhat. Why you dressed in whiteface one time for Halloween?
No, I was Kanye's thoughts.
Is that what you were?
Yes, I was.
Oh my God, you're so crazy, brother. I love you so much. Well, so I've had to reconcile this at times with friends of mine. You know, honkies are honkies, right? Okay, and so there's a certain reconciliation. People would be mad about this at some point, and my understanding of it is far different. One thing for a person to dress in blackface, when he is a power, when he is for honkies, and there's a privilege that exists. Inside of that, because of the majority and the power and privilege that exists in the white people's genre or whatnot, I don't know that it's so bad for someone to dress or to experience that. If you are going from your place of privilege and going down and kind of like hanging out, you know what I mean? Then it's almost like you're making fun of You follow me, or are you trying to get the benefit of or something? So
I get,
I feel like I understand it.
yeah.
However, when you did it as Kanye's thoughts, obviously there's nothing to be mad about. And that brings me my NFT. I'm sorry. I put I want to do a series of NFT of dollar bills, of the faces on the outer of the bills in blackface. So the portraits from our dollar bill are $10 or 20 and 100 and 50 too. Who's on the 50? Grant? I don't think Grant owned slaves though, so I probably wouldn't do him. But you follow me? Any slave owner, I want to put them in blackface because I want people to have to talk about the fact that we have I don't know, a deity figure, you know what I mean? A God thing that we all worship money of some sort, you know, it is our lifeblood. And we got people that own slaves on ours.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a reconciliation there of some port that it only becomes okay when we can have these conversations. If people are like, we can't talk about that, shut the fuck up, Kyle. That, you know what I mean?
We can. We most certainly can talk about it. We most certainly can talk about it. And if that is your motive and that is your awareness,
100%.
and you doing that, then I don't see why there would be a problem. I could see why other people might see that would be a problem coming from you just because you're white. That's just off top. But
right, and they are white, and so there's a black community. I imagine a small percentage of them, I think, could be mad by this. But I think because it's framed from the dollar bill portraits, you know, it's got the lines on it and everything. It's straight up from the dollar. It becomes a thought, and then and you don't know me as the artist when you look at this art. Now, as a honky, I know a lot of my honky friends would be mad because of some sort. They're scared of denigrating the hero worship that we have for these founding fathers. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the backlash there from, man, is it wrong for me to say honky? I feel like I can say that.
Let's just not say that. Okay. We just not
say it. Okay. Okay. White people. All right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm probably enjoying it like sometimes you're almost hurting somebody with a word. Sometimes I'll get around black people and they'll say that they'll drop the N word so much it feels like they're trying to wait for me to say it to smack bad at me or something. You know, I don't realize that I'm doing that kind of stupid stuff. The words don't hurt me so much as thoughts, of course, you know, and I guess that's what we're even learning nowadays, as so many refrains to rap music is an N-word that a white kid has a hard time singing along to sometimes. But I'm gaming online and all these white kids are dropping the N like it's so commonplace. I'm actually kind of happy about it because I think it's becoming to a point where that's going to weaken the word.
Nah. Chill.
Well, no, I don't mean they're not saying like a racist.
I'm just gonna say this. It's not for them. It's not for you guys to say off top. Like, we've been through so much for so long. Like, it is our word now. And
with that soft A as well.
No, yeah, with the soft or hard R, it don't matter. Like, it just doesn't matter. Like, it's our word.
Oh, I love talking to you about this.
It's our word. It's our word. Like, you guys have used it too much. It's already been beaten to the ground. And honestly, we took it back. It's our word. So when you sit there and you see little white kids glorifying our struggles, and like, I get it. Like, yeah, that's cool and all. We live this life though. You know what I mean? This is not like,
do you believe that when they say this word that they are in any way? I don't believe. Let me say that, I guess. Like, when I hear them say it, there is no compunction about race or color. They're talking about, I say motherfucker all the time. So like, if I kill a motherfucker on the game, I just killed this motherfucker. And they drop the N-word. But they're not saying it, or even their teammates, I should even point out. You know, like, hey, N-word, get over here. I don't say it because I understand that I don't want to. Do you follow? Like, I
get
want
it. Trust
the
me,
word
I
to
get
have
it.
no
I
power.
know a lot of kids. I know a lot of kids who say it and they're not supposed to say it. I look at them sideways. I'm like, really? Like, you sound stupid. Like, you really look dumb. Like, stop saying it. You look dumb. It's air cringy. Just stop saying it.
What of the music? So I'm listening to Kanye West. Your thoughts? Okay. I'm listening to what you dressed up as Halloween, and I ain't saying she's a gold digger, but I can't sing the rest of this lyric.
No, you can't, because it's not for you.
Oh, come on.
No, it's not for you, my guy.
He
I
wrote
love
it
you.
for me. He didn't say, hey, I'm only selling this to black people.
All right, well, if you want to identify with being a broke nigga, then go ahead and say that word then.
It ain't the identifying with, it's the song at some point too, right? Like, so when I listen to one of my favorite songs written about Maya Rudolph, loving you is easy because you're beautiful. And at the end, it ends with Maya Rudolph's name, actually. Maya, 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 Maya. Beautiful song. And now I completely forget where I'm going with that. Oh, when I sing that song, I'm not thinking about that. I'm just singing along.
And that's
you know
the
what
problem. And that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, there's no thinking being involved. There's no thinking. And I think
isn't that actually a point where Martin Luther King's dream is being recognized, or not being recognized? But if that word exists, here's, I guess, how I frame the whole thing. And I apologize to take any wind out. I want to give you some time to speak. I'm cutting you off. But if Martin Luther King's dream is to be realized, one of the things that I think has to happen is the N-word has to lose power. But for it to lose power, it needs to be said freely, or not said freely, thought nothing of. When my kid was growing up, he said fuck one time. We never acknowledged it as a swear word. He never said it again, never cared about it. Okay. You know what okay.
So when were we in Chicago, Kyle?
Oh, geez. Now you're going to ask me dates. But recently, very recently, it was like last weekend, 3 weekends ago.
I got called a nigger at the bar I was sitting at the hotel that I was staying at. This guy came up to my...
Not your friend. Okay.
Not my friend. Not my friend. Not the person that I
White
don't know.
Too?
He wanted to fight. Yes, he wanted to fight. This is the situation that happened, right? And this is still happening. Like, this is happening recently. Right. This is something that I have to go through on the road and see angry faces at conventions across from me sometimes. And I'm like wondering, why are they mad at me? And then come to find out, oh, they're one percenters, or they're that, or they're racist as fuck. And like, you know what I mean? Like this right. Shit is still happening. Right. This shit is still happening. Minding my own business in company of other tattooers and other people. This is still happening in public.
Your family. Amongst your family, my opinion. I feel like you're my family, like anybody on the road is.
Like, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to fight this guy now because he's the one that called me that, and like he wants to fight me because he's mad at me because I'm black? And I'm like what? What is wrong with motherfuckers today?
This is at the bar. This is at your booth.
No, this is at my hotel, at the bar at the hotel.
He's got to be drunk as well, though.
And he's a tattoo. I'm not. He's got mad tattoos. He looks like either a collector or a tattooer.
That's my next thought. Was hoping that he was not. He was outside.
He was with the group. He was with us. Yes, he was amongst one of us.
It's amazing that ignorance is what it is, and I feel like racism is the very basis of, like, every bit of it is an ignorant thought that doesn't want. So my fear, not my fear, but my feeling about the N-word, when you got Voldemort, the name that should not be said, you didn't take the power away from it. You actually gave power to it. And I feel something similar. So when you get these ignorant minded people born and or bred in, not bred, I shouldn't say bred, but taught through their family lineage, ignorance of racism, they can gather together, and when they feel the N-word said, it's cathartic to them. There's no black people around, and they start to have hate, and they start having meaning and purpose for their lives. And it's all pure ignorance. But I feel like because of that word not being allowed to be spoken in society in the same equality, from color to color, it actually sets up a cathartic feeling for them. So even though you can control the word and how it's used around you, or you can attempt to, by people's dignity and like me not saying it because I know that people aren't ready. My friends, you yourself, are not ready for me to say anything like that. And I have no problem changing that in my life, right? If I don't have to listen to Kanye West, it's no problem for me. However, if you go to see a Chappelle show, there's this cathartic feeling when he, for everybody of a mixed race in there, is dropping the N word, and he'll drop it with a hard R, you know how, and you can feel that laughter because people are coming together. They're having tolerance, they're having understanding, they're feeling equal inside of their laughter of this thing that would normally be the elephant in the room, that he exposes so beautifully with his comedy, you know, like racism. He's just like, racism, it's funny. And all these white and black people come together and they laugh at it. And I believe it helps them come. So my fear of the N-word and the power that we give to it is that. Like, I feel good. I know you didn't fight the guy, right? I imagine.
No, of course not. No, of course not. I didn't fight the guy.
Unfortunately, it had that power over you. I look forward to the day that you can look at the fucker and be like, you know, you could just as easily call me a chair and you'd still look just as stupid because you ain't sitting in me, bitch. You know what I mean? Like that word has no power over me. Like it does, I believe, start with each individual person and how you decide to go about your life. So I don't harbor ill will against these young white kids I'm playing online with. When their whole thing is hip hop, they are hip hop. I don't understand the culture. I'm like Stevie Wonder and old days stuff. I love that, you know. But they're hip hop culture, and I think it is more emulating and as some form flattery, which I know it don't sound good.
That's not what the culture is, though. That's not, the culture is not some little white kid playing Fortnite talking about nigger this, nigger that. That's not the hip hop culture. That is not the culture.
No, but it is the culture that they have assimilated. You follow me? Like, I know they're living in the suburbs in many cases. Like let's imagine what we would almost think of as being the worst stereotypical white kid living in the suburbs, lowering his car down to the ground, putting an annoying glass pack muffler in the thing that makes whistle noises down the road, bumping loud Kanye West throughout the whole neighborhood, right? Those people in his neighborhood, those white people, they dislike him. And they dislike him for many of the things that is hip hop culture and that he feels he is bred it. You know what I mean? I don't know how I want. I want to afford everybody, I guess, some amount of mercy and some attempt to understand them. And in that, I feel like I have to see that this guy is maybe wrong to put himself in those places, right? But maybe I'm wrong to put my tattoos on myself. I feel a stigma that it gets attached to my tattoos on my hand, you know, especially the one I can't cover, my neck. So like, I chose a stigma of sorts. It isn't the same, but I have to kind of have an understanding for that kid now in the neighborhood who all those white people are pissed at him.
Well, because there's a difference between appreciation and what is it? Appropriation.
There's an amount of appropriation there for sure. Like he's like, almost trying to take on the struggle, but in some sense, isn't he saying, I want to be accepted in this community?
Yeah, I mean, and there's room for him in this community, in hip hop community. There's definitely room, but it's got to come from an authentic place. You can't be out here on some B-Rad, all goofy ass, like, nah, that's not going to fly.
And certainly when I talk about it in my conversation, saying like these kids are online, the drop, the reference is lost somewhat to, or what seems to me to be a harmless, I shouldn't say harmless, because I understand the implications of, I try to understand all the implications of this going on. That's what the whole dollar bill with a black face on it is for me, is to try it.
It's kind of like me going to a Deftones concert and there's nothing but white people there, and they're like, what is this black dude out here listening to rock? Like, who is this guy?
Do you get that?
It's kind of like, I don't know.
I feel like I've experienced something. You're not like, I don't know. I feel like I feel other people when I see black people at rock concerts that I'll go to or whatnot. They're far younger. I don't go to concerts anymore. But there is a feeling of me, there's like acceptance, and I have an admiration, I guess, that I don't know how I would feel at a rap concert. You know what I mean?
But did you know that black
the
people
numbers
literally
changed.
Black people started rock and roll.
Oh, 100%.
So,
I don't
weird.
try to take
That's
that away
weird.
from the scenario.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird when like people are like, "Yo, what is this black guy doing appreciating rock and roll?"
It's awesome. I personally love it. I mean, we're all better when we eventually are gray. Am I wrong? when there's a race of gray people, I don't know that I'm wrong. You know, was it? There was a rock song by some Throwing Copper band, the band that made that album Throwing Copper, whatever they were, but they said something like that, and it was about racism. Like it's good. So eventually, so what if we just made a law? All people need to first have an interracial baby before they start procreating amongst their family.
That is crazy.
I'm ready to be crazy, man. I want to have thoughts. I like thoughts, you know, and I hope that things inspire thought. Listen to back in the day, the Irish, when being controlled by the King of England, wasn't there a deal when they could mate with any woman on their wedding day so that they could make sure that they were basically breeding out the clans in the Irishmen by allowing nobility to have first crack at their maidens. And inside of that thought, I'm saying it's not like this is something so new. And this one at least goes towards peace as opposed to procreating just my genes. This is actually mixing all the genes. So everybody's eldest child would be an interracial baby.
I mean, eventually, as time goes on, this whole earth will be a mixed race.
Eventually, yes.
Eventually, I mean, the mathematics don't lie. You know what I mean? Like,
it would seem to have to be, unless people have all these stick in the muds. They have like KKK kind of idiots. You know what I mean? Which is an irony in itself. Because am I wrong? I swear, maybe this is just something I'm making up, but my understanding of interracial porn sold the highest in places where KKK operates the most.
I mean, it makes sense because, you know, curiosity. They want to know what it's all about. They don't know nothing about it, so they want to know what it's all about.
Well, and there's this long-standing over-sexualization of the male, of the black male, African-American male, because of the necessity of that then to show these people as devious and to make them against society. So that's, I mean, long standing since first desegregation began. There's this desire to make that as the thought, the stereotype. So moving on, it seems it follows suit, kind of. I don't know. I meant to talk to you about art and
bring down the mood. Thanks, buddy.
Uriel, I love you so much, man. This is really the conversation I wanted to have, because I never did harbor any ill will for you being in what I thought was whiteface, but now I know they were just Kanye West thoughts. Let me explain this setting too. I'm at a tattoo convention, and just like you did when you came up in the mask, you came up and you stood. Actually, you came up like almost nose to me, like people talk to you in England. You know how close people get in England? They're like uncomfortable close, and you're like, dude, is this a necessity? You're trying to kiss me? You came up like that close and like peered into my soul. And you had you had blue like contacts on too, right?
No, I didn't have blue contacts. I had the white hair, and I had a hat, and it said a red hat, and it said narcissist in chief and narcissist in chief or some shit like that.
Oh God.
But it looked like make America Great Again hat. So it was,
I got you.
It's Kanye's
You were Kanye West thoughts. Yeah, dude, it has more levels now. I feel like
it's got that level.
Onion. So to me though, it was very disconcerting because I had no idea who you were, and all your tattoos were covered up. But I can sense it's you, right? Like, you know how you see somebody's eyes even through a mask sometimes. You do know, right? And like even when you looked at me through the mask, I I knew something. I was like, this guy either knows me or thinks he knows me, right? But I get that a lot. People come up and I was in their living room, I was on that show, and they think they know me. So
yeah, you get that a lot.
And sometimes engaging it is the wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
So be like, yeah, you're glad you think that I can't be talked to because you're probably weird. You might be weird. But at any rate, I understood it from a different place. I thought you were putting yourself in a white, but I still didn't see the harm so much of this. Is people imagine equality is this thing that has to be going from the weaker. Weaker is a weird word, okay? But bear with me here, okay? I'm stupid,
I got you.
All right. So from the oppressed, let's say, side, the equality has to be shown back from there, or it shouldn't be given from the power side. You thought like so you cannot, if you don't want me to dress in blackface, how dare you dress in whiteface?
How dare you, Uriel? You dressed in whiteface. I cannot
However,
believe this.
If the conversation is truly had and you really open up that thought, you have to take into those power positions, in a society that has a slave owner on the $1 bill. We don't learn so much about his slave ownership. I mean, I didn't in my school. I don't know what CRT, critical race theory, wants to teach.
Half the streets in my neighborhood are named after slave owners.
So, honestly, when you put that together, that is, to me, it's racism at one of the highest levels. Owning a person and treating them as property, certainly one of the highest levels. Killing them may be worse. But certainly it wasn't, if you killed your property, you were just an idiot, I guess, is the way they looked at you, but it wasn't like you were going to jail for shit,
Well, because it's your property. I mean, we weren't people of property.
In 12 years a slave, I learned that was a black person couldn't even hold a white person accountable for anything they did against them in a court of law.
It's crazy.
You had to have a white person to take your case and be like, he did this against him. And it is crazy. At any rate, the highest level of racism, and for it to be inside of our society like
Boo
this,
Radley.
and then even to Boo Radley. Oh yeah. Oh, what is that? To Kill a Mockingbird.
You know it, baby. Yeah.
I did my required reading in high school.
Okay.
But yes, inside of this society, there is a different power dynamic, and I look forward to people that have this problem against you wearing whiteface, I guess, which wasn't whiteface, but Kanye West thoughts. But I look forward to it because it opens up the conversation.
Well,
really, and a conversation.
None of those people ever mentioned it to me. I could tell you that.
Yeah, I didn't think there was. Hey, there's not a lot of people that had this. Okay, I shouldn't. You know what I mean? But I can have a conversation once, and I'm prepared to argue. I love debate. I love arguing. I love irony, and I love talking about the things that we shouldn't. I love impolite conversation, I guess, as determined by the government or society. I mean, I don't like people talking rough to each other, obviously, trying to get egos involved. But I love talking about politics, race, religion, all that. It's my favorite shit.
And speaking of that, I want to give a shout out to Ketanji Brown Jackson for being the first Black woman to serve in the Supreme Court. I just wanted to go ahead and shout her out.
I'm pretty excited about that too. I think these are like even when somebody can call you an N-word like he did 3 weeks ago, and even we've had conversations. We've talked a lot actually about the microaggressive racisms that you experience being a Black tattoo artist. I mean, we have, right?
I mean, we can have a whole podcast solely
dedicated just
on my experiences alone. Are you kidding me?
Even my friends and heroes have nonchalantly expressed to you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean.
Yeah, mine as well.
I apologize for laughing. It's not, you know what I mean? It's the irony here that I'm laughing at, brother. Because in many cases, these are people that feel they are enlightened, And even me, myself, I feel like I'm enlightened, but that's why I'm having this conversation. because I need to know better. A while ago, I really wanted to tell a joke about N-word potato chips, because I felt like if we had some kind of thing that everybody wanted at their party, and it was the N-word, then we could soften the whole, just like bitch got softened. Hopefully the word cunt will get softened so that we can just, at any rate.
Man,
moving on.
so this is the power. This is the power of words. And so when I make music, and for example, my song Chakras, it's the power of words that really compel people. And touching people without touching them, that's a gift. And using your words are very powerful.
That's telekinesis.
Yeah, I'm serious.
Yeah, actually, I guess you are. I was joking, but I follow. It is telekinesis still. You're touching people without touching them and moving them.
Yeah.
So your words then, you dropping the N-word in your raps?
No.
Right on.
Yes. But it's
you mean yes?
It's not for you.
Come on. So I can't say, you just want me to shrug my shoulders and say buddy when I'm listening to your music?
Yeah.
Or you saying
buddy. Just say
you're not making music for me?
Not that part of the song.
Oh, is this like porn? I gotta look around the penis and not see that and just see the vagina so I can still be straight.
Yeah, don't look at it. Just watch the other part.
So don't sing along at this part because it's not for you, Kyle. That word is not for you. I really don't. Honestly, though, what does happen to me, I don't choose to listen. I often don't choose to listen to that word. It still has a weird place for me because I know how my friends feel about it. I honestly
don't try to. I try not to curse in my songs. I'm not going to say I haven't said that. I definitely have. And it just that if that's what the emotion of the song brings out at that moment, then yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to capture that moment the best way I can so everybody can feel it and understand.
Now, when your fans, white fans of yours, I imagine you want white fans too.
I have a lot of white fans. I have fans.
So when they want to sing along and they want to emulate,
ears, not the skin color of their skin tone.
Yes, but can't divide from the fact that they are that. Okay. So how do they get? Like, you don't want them all to sing buddy. They want to feel.
They need to find
your emotion.
They need to find the purpose in the song and not in just that one word. And that is being narrow-minded. And so if you're just finding out,
they're not right. They're listening to the whole lyric. They're singing along to you. They're your fans.
So if I
they're
said
into
that
the
word in my song, then you should think about the other words that are before it and after it that make me say that word.
No, I don't think they're not, right? We're talking about your fans.
Yeah.
So let's say that they are. Now that they are thinking about those words, do they sing along? Do they get to emulate that emotion?
If it applies to them, then they can. If that's how they feel, then they can. Why not? I'm not gonna go out there and be like, you can't say this. No. If you relate to it, if you feel that's your right to say it, go ahead. But there's consequences and repercussions. Yes. So you have to think about that.
And you are one of those people that you would.
I have some white friends that say nigga around me, and it's cool. Nobody bats an eye. But in some cases, it does offend other people. It offends other black people to call them. I have black friends. If you call them nigga, they're like, yo, no, I'm not your nigga. Don't call me no nigga. I'm not your nigga. Like now, there's a different dynamic.
Our friend Stephen Monet.
Read the fucking room. Like, let's be aware.
Right.
Everybody's pain tolerance is fucking different. So what hurts you might not hurt this other person. You feel me?
Right. And then everybody's acceptance tolerance of the same might be. So read the room. That's my attempt to do right here.
Awareness. Let's have a little bit more compassion in our hearts. Let's have a little bit more awareness. Like, for example, if you have a client,
let's understand that you have grown up in an area that has slave owners on the street's name. That you paid for your food with dollar bills that have slave owners on the street, and this is the highest form of racism, or slave owning is the highest form of racism. And then to have that in your face in day-to-day culture,
every day, that's a constant reminder. It's a constant reminder.
Mhm.
It's a form of oppression. It's a form of oppression. It is
And the
oppression.
opposite of that on my end is a form of white privilege that most people don't understand. Because when they feel privileged, they're like, I grew up poor. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not privileged. But you don't think about your race being owned every time, or you don't have that back thought, that subconscious. Maybe you're not thinking about it when you just hand a dollar bill over, you know, but it's there. It's a subconscious. There's a thought. That person owned a slave. That person tried to hold your race back simply because of the color of their skin, or the power dynamics of ownership at the time, you know, all this. That is a privilege that I, as a white person, am aware of now. But if you told me white privilege before that, you know, remember when it first started coming out, even the thoughts of white privilege, like you didn't really hear it much. And I would have been the first to be like, what the fuck are you talking about? I grew up on welfare. I grew up in the hood, you know? However, that's where I see it now. I see it when I travel down south. Uh-oh, did I lose you?
No, I'm here.
Okay, right. I'm sorry, my mic goes out sometimes, so I'm like, oh shit. I see it when I travel down south. I see it on gravestone in monuments that they've erected, and there are arguments now around. I see it in the argument of critical race theory, which I find funny, because to me the place to learn theories is in school. So if it's a theory, it doesn't. Is someone saying this is right and you should feel bad about this? No, I believe that through an understanding of it, you can overcome the feeling of bad. Like, I'm honky, or excuse me, I'm white. And people have owned, white people have owned black people in this country. Moving forward, I can't feel okay about that if I try to act like it didn't happen. You know what I mean? I have to have an understanding of that being wrong to move on. And once I get that understanding that that's wrong, I feel like I'm liberated from those feelings of white guilt. And you follow, I'm talking stupid, I guess, but you follow me at all?
I mean, man, this shit is just, I don't know. It's tiring. It's very tiring.
I'm sorry.
No. Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. It's just like, we are constantly reminded in society that our skin color is a negative thing, you know, and we're always placed in this box. But at the same time, we're the most emulated.
Mm-hmm.
We built this country. We built this country.
Rock and roll.
You know, and we're constantly, even today, you can see what happened during quarantine on how we were divided. We were literally divided.
Oh, by I don't know that I understand. I don't, but I can be aware. You know, I easily get ignorant. I've
Well,
kind of
during
tuned off of
quarantine,
news.
you know, there was the riot that we have riots around the United States.
Okay. Yes.
With the police.
Okay. Yes, like the Black Lives Matter protests and the ensuing riots. As I try to separate the two, because I
have an uncle. I live in New York City. I have an uncle who lives here and is from Trinidad and Tobago. He is a detective out here, and we don't really talk, you know. He's very busy, and that's a whole other can of beans. But he called me during those times, and he told me to stay inside because they're literally looking for people like me, just to snatch up. So it's not like a thing that's not happening and people aren't aware. People are aware of what's going on, and it's just not going to get swept underneath the rug. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like we could just forget about it and keep going and living our lives. Like, there needs to be change. And like, people getting into the Supreme Court and these things, these are great.
It's a start.
But it's a start, but it needs to come from our community.
Do you think we're headed there?
I mean, it's far, man. It's far. I don't see it happening where it needs to happen. For example, I mean, and this is just one thing that bothers me with the tattoo community. It's like, when you go to a convention, why aren't why isn't everybody just scattered together? Like it does. Why are all the black artists on one row in one side?
I feel like I know, or
Why
I
is that?
imagine reasons why that are not racist, but I can imagine it would be easy to see as racist. I think a lot of black people come with louder stereo systems and with a music that they kind of get along with, and then white people are listening to rock and roll.
So the
or
rule
other.
is then nobody's allowed to bring music. The
Oh
house
God, I
music
wish.
is stands. The house music stands. Nobody fucking brings music. Shut the
Yeah,
fuck up and integrate everybody and have everybody
integrate.
being able to fucking make the same amount of money. Because I noticed in certain cities we go to, sometimes those outer rings, they don't make that money. They don't
Right.
make the money that we in family, bro. You know what I
Well,
mean? Like
if
I'm
you're
not
if you're
saying that it's not cool,
separated
but
too, no, there's white people are more scared to go to a majority of black. So if I'm walking down an aisle, and I'm just saying, not everybody's going to be this way, but there's more of a fear of walking down to an aisle that you would see that's heavily predominantly black. So
yeah.
there's less chances that you're going to walk down there. It's going to be less busy then
And
as
I
well,
know, and I'm
because
not
other
pointing
people follow the crowd. Mhm.
and to make things clear, like I'm not pointing any fingers at any of the villain arts community or the people who work there, because they do a great job in providing every fucking time a space for us to do what we do, and I love them dearly. But I feel like there are things in the tattoo community that need to be spoken about and addressed, and it just needs to be addressed, because every fucking time, man, it's something. Every fucking show, it's something. Dude, I hear the most crazy shit, yo. And I have to
I'm
tell, and
really
it's my
taken aback that you
obligation.
heard that in
It's my
Chicago.
it's my obligation to tell my black clients these things that I hear, because it is malicious and fucking disgusting what people do to black people, what white people do to black people. It is disgusting.
Enlighten me. Are you mean at the shows, or you're talking about in society in general?
I'm
With
talking about, all right, so I'm just gonna lay it out to you. You know, this is one of the first things I heard when traveling. And you know, I'm ear hustling. I'm just listening to my surroundings. You hear a million conversations. And in the booth by me, I'm hearing stories about how you know how we take a universal precaution,
yeah,
and we take our needles and we put them in sharps containers. And you know, people are supposed to do the right thing on some of these forms we sign. You're supposed to specify if you have any sort of disease or anything like that. So I know beforehand, tattooing you, everything is copacetic for me to you
yeah,
know, to know that and be aware, and take
yes.
extra precaution just in case. So with that being said, I heard air hustling, the shop uses known said needles from people who have hepatitis and AIDS and things like this. They use them on black clients. So I am adamant about telling my clients to go ahead and ask your artist anytime you get tattooed, ask them to see the expiration date on the fucking needle. I don't care if it sounds annoying. Tell them
Right.
I sent you. Tell them I fucking sent you. And if they got a fucking problem, come see me.
I like that. I can't be mad about it. You know what I do want to do, Uriel? I fucking love you, man. And I've already got you in a position that is not you. You know what I mean? I know this issue and you're passionate, but you're also one of the most kind, generous, loving human beings that I know. And because I'm talking about this, it's bringing out a side of you that could come off the wrong way. So I'm gonna have to stop, I think. Or
Yeah.
I have to at least say that about you, that I know this of you, you know?
Yeah, I'm adamant
It's
about that.
that's
I mean,
disgusting to hear. I hope that anyone listening, of course, if you're black and you're listening, take that knowledge to watch yourself. You don't always know racism. You don't see it. It's not, no one advertises it. They don't put it on their Instagram. They don't put it in their portfolio. If they do, don't go there. If you see a swastika in the portfolio, probably don't get tattooed by that. But also look for the date. Ask to see the package being opened. Am I wrong? The package
I
for
mean
the needle.
that should go for everyone, but yes, specifically what we're talking about, yes. Please look
And
at them.
Yes, yeah, it should go for everyone. You're right. I don't. This is something that was made aware to me by a girl that I was tattooing. She has a mixed child, and so as I'm tattooing her, she expressed to me that she had to have conversation, and she has her some of her older children are black, so she's a stepmother to and she had to have a conversation with one of her teens that there were no more hoodies in his closet. He was not allowed to buy hoodies, and he was not allowed to wear hoodies. And that was something that came, and I mean, to me as a white person, that's where I begin to not understand, but I begin to want to understand my white privilege. Do you follow me? Because I don't have a bit of clothing in my thing that I picked out because of my fear of me being portrayed by, actually, I guess I do. You know what I just did, dude? I shaved off all my hair. So I guess I do. I hate looking at myself now because I look like a possible racist. Does that make any sense? I went full Britney, brother.
Damn.
I didn't do it. I've got my reasons for it. It's about hair loss and all kinds of stupid shit. I need to get my head tattooed. So that's all more important. But nothing in my closet though makes me fearful. So now when I do go out, I just realized it's why I was going out to the restaurant last night. I caught my reflection walking in the restaurant.
Her fear.
I'm like, fuck.
That's her fear.
You look like
though.
a racist.
Do you hear her fear is waking up or just getting a phone call. That her son went to go get some candy and is shot because he was wearing a hoodie.
This is a police officer's son as well. So she was a police officer's wife. Her husband was black. He had some children from a prior marriage, and they also have an interracial child. So they I don't know. These are things that I hope we as white people, at least, and if you're listening, understand these. When we hear white privilege, we might imagine it like whatever, exactly like I've been saying, like, it's not me. I'm not. And it's not a matter of like what you should feel guilt about. I mean, there should be a certain amount of guilt for sure, but you didn't do that. I didn't own slaves. I didn't make laws against slaves. But if I don't recognize that these things were done by white people, then there's a certain amount of guilt, you know? And even there's guilt now because it is somewhat you want to, I shouldn't say guilt, but there's a desire now to do more.
That's
to ignorant. Understand more.
Yeah, and that's dangerous. That's completely dangerous.
What, to understand? No, I think we want to get rid of as much ignorance as possible. I like these conversations because I think I hope they help other people talk like that, you know, talk one another, because more white people and black people really do need to talk. Even when we talk about at the shows, having one of the dangers of having not integrated and having a de facto segregated show is that we don't have these kind of conversations, or we don't have politeness and tolerance.
Yeah. It's good to have these conversations and have them as conversations, not arguments. You know, we can talk as adults and get our points across.
I always am scared talking to black people that I am going to come off the wrong way, though my intention is right. And some of that is, it's just, there's just that. I think the other people feel that too.
Here's the PSA. As we approach the tanning months, know that there isn't a black person in the world that wants to hear, I'm almost as dark as you now. Okay. I just want to throw that out there. It's about to get warm. Today was a nice day out there. I don't want to hear that shit. Let's skip that, okay?
Hey, but let me for black people listening, and for yourself, for your own edification, I personally believe that when people say that, they're mistaken, but I believe they are trying to give you a compliment.
Oh yeah, great.
I think that it's their desire to say that you look appealing because of the color of your skin.
Hey, thanks, Chad. I feel great. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Oh my God, I'm giggling too much. All right, let's get back to acting. You don't mind?
Let's go.
Let's get back to the things that we love and we're passionate about. Now that we got the stupid out of the way and the ignorant. You're an actor. So this has inspired more roles after you've done this vampire Kiefer Sutherland role?
Yeah, I reached out to my cousin who's an actress, and she had an acting coach, and I tap in with her when I need to, if I have a role that's coming up. Her name is Mariska Phillips. She's really dope. So if you need any acting classes, she provides them via Zoom.
Oh,
Um,
awesome.
and you can go to her. She's just such an amazing human being. Once again, her name is Mariska Phillips. Um, yeah,
Walk me through you get on the first job that you had. That was your first acting or
that
big
was
acting?
my first real acting gig. Yeah.
So you walk into set, and what's your impressions? Like, what is set?
This shit is crazy. I got my own trailer.
Uh-uh.
I'm getting fed. I got full on makeup on. Hair and makeup is done.
How long
Yeah.
did that take?
A couple hours.
Because you had to get teeth and maybe some stuff around your eyes or something. They had to
Yeah,
give you
heavy makeup.
eyebrows.
Yeah, heavy on the makeup and like veins popping out kind of with the airbrush. And
Okay.
they did the teeth and the contacts was probably the most annoying thing. But they were really good. The contact guy, he made them, and they
Really?
were, yeah, crazy, super
But they
crazy,
got to be thick to really cover everything in your eyes, right?
and
So they
very
got to be
dry.
uncomfortable.
They make your eyes extremely dry. Yeah.
Then you get onto set, but now, I mean, that's the nice stuff. You got the trailer, you got all that, but you are expected to now, like, I think that's what
Act.
many of us, I feel, yeah, the easy part, like, oh, I go to sets, awesome, I just hang out. But now I
Yeah,
got to
no,
go
but
there
you gotta
and in
actually
front of
act.
cameras
And I'm
and
acting with
people
actors, like people who
all
are
judging you and they're professional. I'm sorry to cut
they're
you. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm just
very
talking with you, brother.
no talking with me. They're very professional. They're actors who are established. Like for example, Burgundy Baker. Shout outs to Burgundy Baker.
Uh-huh.
She's an amazing actress. She's on. You can catch her on The Shy. I believe is on. I'm not sure which network is on, but she's an amazing actress, and I've really, really, really tapped in with like
You got to
with
do
her.
scenes with her.
Yeah, yeah. I got to do some crazy fight scenes, like was throwing my body and tackling her, and it was just a lot. It was full on
Man, I got
everything.
to see this.
If you
I
get a
didn't
chance
see you
to
as the action figure. You were straight up doing some Wachowski brothers stuff.
lightweight, I'm out there doing my own shit. The choreographer, he was really cool. He was professionally trained in martial arts and stunt doubling and all sorts of stuff. So it was super fun to just do my own stunts. I was able to get a small role in a film called Plunder Quest. I'm a goon in there, and I do my own fight scene in that as well too. So
Speaking role too, or
no, that didn't have any parts
damn it,
as far as
we're getting
speaking,
you
but
typecast the wrong way. They're
I
trying to get you
know,
fighting all the time. They
I
want that
know,
you're going to be in the next Matrix at least. But
but I'm really just I just would love to really work with somebody to get me more out there. As I just need help, really.
well, that's why I hear too. Is it are you familiar with Javo, Robbie Rapol's brother?
No.
He's an actor, and he was saying that too. It's like you don't just get an agent. You don't just look up in the phone book and
No, it don't work
here's
that
my
way.
agent. They almost have to find you. Like
Yeah,
one of your
yeah,
first things to do is be found by an agent.
yep.
Is That's why you might go into some place in LA, I guess, and the waiter keeps on dancing or reciting lines just so that everybody around knows that he's an actor,
Well, it's
because he
just
never
not that
knows when he's
though.
going to see an agent. Mm-hmm.
It's not just that though. It's a lot of other facets to it. Like we have a docu series that I've been cultivating with our travels with tattooing, and I've been talking to a few major networks to get the ball rolling. I have the first episode and a bumper one I filmed in Thailand, and then another convention in New Mexico, Albuquerque. And with that, I have a tattoo app. It's called the Ink app, and it's available on iOS and Android. And it's
What do you
basically
use
for
that for?
tattooers. It's for
Mhm.
tattooers and collectors. On the tattooer side, you can book your appointment and you can schedule that. You have a calendar, and you can take deposits and full payments through it. And you can also, it gives you an interactive
It
map.
uses like Venmo or Cash App or something, or PayPal, or how
You'd
do I
have
make
to,
my?
you can attach it to your account via Stripe, I believe, and basically it'll go straight into your account.
Okay.
And there's an interactive map where it shows you if you want to be stationary at your shop, and or it can show you traveling. And then on the collector side, you'll be able to see posts from artists like, this is the tattoo I want, and respond to them, or see who's in your area, the different shops who are signed up. And so I'm cultivating that. I'm just
Does
trying
it
to have
have
a
a
full
gallery
package, a whole
or a
package.
portfolio area? Sorry.
Yeah,
Is
there's a
that okay?
portfolio area for your work and stuff for artists to showcase their different styles of artwork that they make.
Pretty awesome, really.
I mean,
I
it's
mean,
just
especially how
straight
it's
up.
working.
It's straight up tattoo. It's no other thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I could send you clients too. Say if I had an appointment and I wasn't able to do it, and I'm at the convention and I'm like, yo, Kyle, hey, do you have time to do this, or would you be interested? I can send you that referral through the app.
Right on. So instead of telling them, trying to find the, like, hey, Uriel's, man, what booth number was he again? 63. Oh, you don't know booth numbers. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to walk down here past, okay. You see that big banner up there? Oh, damn it. You know what? Someone else is open. Like there's a, yeah. So instead of that, I could actually have that person here. Let me see your phone, download this app. Or I could
Boom.
just send the referral to you, actually, I guess, right away. Be like, hey, this person's looking for this type of work.
Exactly.
And you'd
So
say,
I've been
too
cultivating
busy.
this app with my business partner for quite some time. I'm working out some bugs and stuff, but once I get some people to wrap their arms around me, try to just get as much of the shit out there to the people.
Well, I hope joining or adding to this little community, they're listening to us in 50 countries, brother. Tens of
Nice.
thousands of downloads, they tell me. Really
Yeah,
important.
tell them to download my music too.
Oh, we
Please.
are. That's what we're doing, right? You're doing it. Where do we download your music? That shit's free? No.
No, I mean, obviously, it makes money. It takes money to make money, so I put a lot of money into music.
What's it
Um,
on iTunes or?
yeah, I have it on iTunes, on Spotify, on any major platform, Tidal, YouTube. I have a Vivo channel with music videos. So yeah, tap in, please. I have new projects coming out. I just go by my name is my artist name. It's Uriel J. Winfree III.
That's your rap name?
That's my that's
I'm
my name.
disappointed.
That's my
It's
name.
your name. Is that your rap name?
That's
I'm
my
Uriel Winfree. What? How do you even rap that? What does that rhyme with? I guess it could rhyme with a lot because there's so much to it.
Yeah, most of my music is not really rap, to be honest. I do a lot of
Okay.
melodies, harmonies, and I do a lot of singing. So there's a lot of alternative R&B. I do have a lot of rock influence. I listen to anything from like Sam Hain to Etta James. Like I listen to everything.
Oh, good Lord. And those two rhyme. That could be
Yeah, right. That rhymes. I
Sam
didn't even
Hain to
try.
Etta Jane. Didn't even try, huh? I guess I don't know what to say about the music. I'm surprised. I thought it was all rap.
Nah, Chakras. I have a single out right now. I just dropped. It's called Chakras.
You are some kind of weird holistic kid. You're like meditating or something.
Yeah, we love to
Chakras.
meditate.
Do
We
you?
love, yeah, meditating is very essential, man. Yoga is super essential. It's a practice, so you got to practice.
Mhm.
You might not be good at it, but that's why it's called a practice, because you have to practice to get better.
Okay.
So yeah, meditating, it just definitely calms you, especially before shows, and then after tattoo conventions, like being around so many people, and energies, like you gotta
You
take
always
it.
maintain a real cool energy. And I'm guessing that's how you do. Because I'll get throughout the weekend, you know me, I'm riding high all the time at some point, but it just wears me out by Monday and I need those 3 days. But you're always like very calm, very
No,
consistent energy.
I'm not always calm. I
No?
on the inside, it riles me up. On the outside, yeah, I might look calm, I might be calm, but I got my days too, man. Like I really
Right on.
try to not um exert that bad energy on people because it's not conducive to a healthy lifestyle. Like it's just what do you get for being the tough macho man that's just mugging people all day, every day? Like,
Well,
bro, that shit is exhausting.
let
Stop.
me give this to you. My understanding, and I think I've come to a happier place with it. I believe that what they get from that is they protect the soft little child inside.
Yeah.
That when we recognize that child exists, we can actually begin to pity that poor person because of all the stupid choices he was making and shutting off good things in his life. And
Blocking
although
your
he will
own
continue
blessings.
down that,
You're really
yeah,
blocking your own blessings, and your
mm,
energy is just it's gotta be on some other shit, yo. Like you gotta
your
be,
manifestations are now bad for your own life. You
yeah.
keep looking for the negative and you keep finding it. But other people tell me about manifestation. I bet you're big into it.
Yeah, you gotta, if you say it, the power of your words, if you say it out in real life, out you're gonna manifest it. You're gonna believe it. If you think it, live it. If you talk about it, you sleep it, you think about it in your dreams, you brush your teeth and you're taking a poop, you're thinking about it, you fucking live it. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
I know it is because this is a simulation and the doctors, they don't pay a lot of attention, or the professors, I don't know what they are, the sentient beings that are controlling us in our vats of gel, but they see what you need and they want you to give that. They get that because they get energy from harvesting, you know, your dreams and nightmares. So if you want the nightmares, they're going to give you all the stuff you need to make the nightmares, but rather live the dream. And to do that, you got to say it. They got to hear you murmuring in your sleep. Oh, I want to be rich. I want to go to Mars. You know, whatever. I think it's working. I think the manifestation is got to be a part of that. So you got to have your sleeping self, you know, talking in his sleep.
Well, I mean, I guess, bro. I don't know.
Calm down, Kyle. All right. I don't really believe that, but it aligns with enough beliefs and it's crazy enough that no one can find fault in that idea of a religion because they can't hate you for it. You can be like, listen, I believe in Jesus Christ inside of my fucking simulation, so I'm all safe too. I'll go to your church, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like you can slip anywhere with that one. Be like, no, yeah, Jesus was, you know, a creation of my own brain inside of the simulation. And I'm cool. So Jesus is cool.
Jesus is my homeboy.
Jesus is my homeboy. How do you feel of religion yourself? Do you have a religion?
Um, I grew up. I went to a Catholic school.
Oh
Um,
wow. Those
and,
are usually pretty liberal and they let you explore and free range kind of, hey, do what you want, kid.
I mean, okay. So I was born in 1984. I'm 37. Um, and when I was in kindergarten, the pastor, his name was Father Jim.
Mm-hmm.
He was very adamant about the words "never give up," right?
Okay.
And that has always stuck with me. And he would say when I was a kid, he would tell me I was going to be the first Black president.
Hell's yes. He would tell you, was he a white guy or black guy?
He was white.
Right on. I
He
like that a
told me
little
that.
bit more, you know, like I'm happy that's awesome.
So
And did he tell other people things similar or?
I don't know if he told other little Black kids that or whatever, but he told me that, and I remember that shit. And so that stuck with me for forever. That stuck with me my whole life. And that
You
gave
might be
me,
the first tattooed president then too, if this is your trajectory still.
I mean, let's go.
Anyways, and you're not beaten to the punch, because everybody likes to try and say, oh, no, Obama's black. I'm sorry. I take a certain amount of pride in Obama's presidency, and I maybe it's wrong, but I take a certain racial pride too, because that kid was half white.
Take pride.
So you still get to be the first black president.
Take pride.
I do, honestly. I was proud of, even no matter how anybody feels about this, and I feel, and this is a conversation I've had with several right-wing Republican friends of mine, and they have an understanding or tolerance for me as this point, because most people either don't like or are trained not to like Obama from that side of the political spectrum. However, if he was in any way, but if his election in any way helped racial relations between races, or stepped us further to understanding and tolerance, or whatever, then he is helping enact the vision of our Constitution as all men are created equal. And just by being elected, whether or not he's successful, good, whatever, just by being elected. So I take a certain pride in that too, just as a step forward in history, you know?
Yeah, I can see that. Definitely.
Anyways. And your music, I'm surprised. I've never listened to it. Is that bad of me?
No, that's not bad of you. And that's just my problem. I need the help to basically get it out to
distribute
people more. Like, yeah, I just need some help, because I believe in my music. My music speaks for itself. And I just feel it. I feel like it's what people need. If you listen to
the
chakras,
music is chakras. Are yours in a line? Your own chakras?
They aren't. Every day it's a battle, man. I try to battle
Straightening them out.
I try to straighten them out. I got a lot of things on my plate. I'm a new father. I own 2 tattoo businesses. I travel. You know, I have a sick father. My father is sick. So
I'm sorry to hear.
Yeah, he's got Alzheimer's and dementia. He's a Vietnam
vet. Close to you?
You know, he lives in Virginia, so I try to go there as much as possible to you know, make sure his facility is good and the people are taking care of him and he's getting whatever he needs. Between me and my sister and my brothers and my uncle and just like family members, we just try to make sure he's comfortable, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard, man. It's hard to juggle all of these things that I do, but I do them because it makes me happy, and it makes me happy when people appreciate it. So I hope that it touches you.
I don't know. You yourself have, just for me. It's our friendship, you know. I've always seen you as a light in my day. When I see Uriel, I'm always excited, because I know when I see you, I'm going to come by. I'm going to get a hug. We're going to talk for a brief second. Usually it's not long. You know, we don't have so much time when we're at these tattoo conventions. But I know I always get this energy, you know, this happy, positive. So I imagine your music's got to be somewhat similar. It's got to have your energy, especially when you're calling it chakras. It's got to have your energy there. You're a busy dude, man. What are you doing like today? Did you do anything already? You tattooing? What are you
doing? No, I took a couple of days off. I have a guest spot in Savannah, Georgia. I leave on Tuesday, so I'm just getting some stuff packed up and ready to go.
Well, I look forward to seeing you again at the next convention, and to talking with you and seeing your career explode beyond what it already is now. No matter which direction you take it, brother.
I truly appreciate it, Kyle. You're one of the souls that I look forward to seeing. You and Candy really put a smile on my face at the shows, and I truly appreciate your kindness and love.
Good, because we feel like you're family to us. Everybody on the road's family to us. And to hear anybody having a hard time in our family, especially from other people that might be part of our family, is even more hurtful, you know. And I don't know. I want that. I want to give you that. I love you, brother. Uriel J. Winfree, mofos, the third.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Take care, brother. We love you, man. We'll talk to you again soon.
All right, bye.